Hello, Grandma. Hello. Hello. You guys good now? Thanks, boys. Thanks, guys. Off go, boys.
Well, let's welcome the two teams for tonight's match, Oxford Town Sports Stadium. And your Macarthur Bulls! Keep those Cowboys going!
Keep.
Scoring the team's first goal in the 25-26 Adelaide season, number 22,
in the A-League, second stint at the Bulls. My goodness gracious. Callum Talbot almost ended a very long drought, but Liam Rose said, well, mine's been longer. And what a moment for the Macarthur midfielder. Monday nights at Macarthur, Eric, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
It's a great start. That's what you want in your first home game of the season in the A-League, and particularly when you don't have Anthony Caceres in the squad. I'm just wondering if that would have fallen to Caceres. Would he have hit it first time? It's a very difficult one to try and execute, but wow, I'd love to see more and more of that replay because the ball just moved 2 or 3 different directions.
What's the go, Eric, with some of the goals we've seen this weekend? Melbourne City, Newcastle, Macarthur. Absolute speckies all round. Good luck picking a goal of the week.
And I think you're going to see a very, very high score for the Golden Boot winner this year. You could have someone like Kurto getting 10 goals before Christmas, in my opinion. The way that Melbourne City are playing, you've got midfielders scoring long ranges. It's all happening.
So Adelaide, how can they respond? We know how crucial the early goal is. Kurto very nearly responded. I tell you what, Ryan Kurto almost had goals in back-to-back matches. Here's a look back at it.
It's just beautiful technique because that's what you train all week at training for. And the way that he just squeezed it round Kurto to try and go into the corner, and Tony Popovic really enjoyed that one. That's a screamer.
It just knuckled, didn't it? As it dipped down into the bottom right corner. And I just love the look on Joshua Smith's face. Absolutely nothing he could do about it. Not even worth a dive. Well, one, we love beautiful goals in the A-League, but 2, there's nothing better than a drought-breaking, spectacular strike like that. It just makes it so much more special.
There's a few players out there still to score their first A-League goal, and it's a bit of a weight off the shoulders now for Rose, but I'm interested to see how he operates now in this system. You can see him alongside Harry Sawyer at times going in and defending. He played a little bit more centrally with Luke Bratton in Vietnam on Thursday, so he's playing the Anthony Caceres role in that number 10 position. But Adelaide at the moment, they're a little bit starstruck by the goal, and they've got to get their foot on the ball.
Greens Dutchman in his second season down under. And Perez has it pinched off him. So the Bulls just with that extra yard of pace, as you would expect after scoring the opening goal. The electricity just running through their veins. This is ricocheted off Talbot. They're just starting to make things happen here, Macarthur. Yale brings it down for the Reds. To Cooley. There's Scott backtracking. To Cooley, neat work. Draws it back onto the left. Right up towards Jovanovic. Now it's Alagic. Deflection. It was eventually brought to a halt by De Silva. And there's a problem here. Goodwin having to put it over the sideline because Dean Bosniak, well, they don't need this, Macarthur. They've got 3 players out with gastro. Potentially Economides may have an ankle issue as well. He did come off in that match in Vietnam. So they do not need another concern in the casualty ward department.
And they've started so well, Macarthur. They don't want to have these types of stoppages to allow Adelaide United to reset and regather what's going on out there. But you can see every single time the ball goes out wide to Cooley, it's really, really exciting.
Well, let's head back down to Garvey. Thanks, Garvey. Yeah, really excited to see what Craig Goodwin can do back in the A-League. The 33-year-old this season. So unfortunate, Dean Bosniak will be withdrawn. And Luke Vickery is going to make his A-League debut for Macarthur. He has played for them in the Champions League 2, 28 minutes off the bench in Vietnam. And on a cold night, that is a really, really rough one for Dean Bosniak. So he goes down the tunnel. And Vickery, who has played 16 matches for Western United. Of course, they're in hibernation this season, so Vickery, one of the players to move on. And he's moved to the Bulls. What impact can this young man have in his first A-League appearance for the Bulls? Don't forget, Saturday night, it is a blockbuster local rivalry, the derby between Macarthur FC and Western Sydney Wanderers. Grab your tickets at Ticketek. If you can't get there, Paramount Plus and 10 Drama, your place to watch it all live. It's going to be an intriguing contest. We love it when the Bulls and Western Sydney Wanderers go head-to-head. Zell and Vreens. Just got to recalibrate a little bit, Adelaide, because they started this match pretty assuredly, the way that they created those chances in the first 5 minutes, but then stung by that stunning drive from Liam Rose.
What I've noticed about Adelaide's build-up is they try to play little passes into their number 6s to attract the strikers of the other team to then create space out wide for their fullbacks. And that's a big theme of their game. Piraeus, Kurto getting forward, getting high and wide and trying to get them on the ball. But Macarthur are sitting in well here. They've done their homework knowing that they're not going to allow that space to be built up really quickly. And once they sit into this position, it's about the moment to go and press.
Brains. I've had a little bit of joy down the right with Cooley. Very dangerous play with his pace. Yull has moved out here to the left. Doesn't utilise the overlap of Kurto, Brains and Alagic. Goal scorer last week, Ethan Alagic, along with Kurto in the 2-1 win over Sydney. Given a bit of a late fright with that Joe Lolly goal. They were able to see it out for that 2-1 win. Goodwin, Kurto, beautifully worked, and Philip Kurto. There's a reason why he is one of the premier glovemen in this competition. That was a sharp, sharp save.
Well, it's unbelievable movement yet again from Adelaide. It would have been one of the goals of the round for sure. Just the swiftness and the understanding and the touches in tight areas and the weight of pass to each other. Yull just there, but it provided an opportunity to get in. Kurto made a big save.
You just wonder how many points down the years that man in green has saved for the Bulls. This is 5th season with Macarthur after beginning at Wellington. Goodwin's corner, nodded away on the front post by Bratton. Giselle drives it, but in the end, overhit.
And you could see there, Ben, just the way that this was executed. All about little triangles on the edge of the box. Craig Goodwin, as Garby had mentioned, has gone into a different position to receive the ball. And it's his understanding and his teammates' understanding give him the ball and run off him. It's as simple as that.
Great save from Kurto, but if you're Johnny Yull, are you disappointed you didn't put that in the bottom corner?
Absolutely. And your teammates are going to let you know about it in the video session during the week, because it would have been one of the goals of the year. Just the ease in which they make those passes. And you've got to be a very, very good player to execute that in the final third. And Adelaide have a lot of good players with those sorts of touches as well.
Piraeus tricked his way past Bratton, and then Sawyer got the big lever out, pulled him down, and into the book he goes. Sean Evans having none of that from Harry Sawyer.
He's like an absolute racehorse. Piraeus getting forward, and he came inside this time. He's mixing his game up really nicely, and it's a professional foul. I don't think Harry Sawyer can have any complaints about that, because he's in a dangerous position moving forward in the middle, and it wasn't a tackle with the feet, it was a coat hanger.
I don't think we're going to have any complaints about that either. Cynical fouls like that, yellow ticket, just makes you think twice about doing it again. So Goodwin's free kick, he looks to finesse it towards the back post where Kikianis was stationed, and this will be another set piece for the Reds.
It's good defending that from De Silva. Just getting back and making sure he's in that back line organising tonight. No Tommy Ooscock in the lineup. He's got to marshal the troops back there.
The first corner was well handled by Macarthur. Can Goodwin dish up here? You can see the breeze coming towards him. And this time he overhits it. Maybe just overcompensated a little bit for the win, because just causing a little bit of chaos. It just unsettles you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the worst thing for football is the wind. Forget the rain, the cold, the heat. It's wind that absolutely kills football games. But for Adelaide, that like to switch the ball quickly and get into those areas, it will be a problem. But I'm just thinking for Macarthur, it really could benefit them because it's going to hold up going that direction. So look for Sawyer, play it into his chest and get off him and move off him.
Duzel scooping it over the top for the willing run of Piraeus. His cross is well placed, and Goodwin just arrived a split second too late, and it was only a split second.
He's got to gamble. He's got to take a little bit more responsibility and risk there. Maybe he could have stretched a leg or something at the ball. Kurto got across, and that was oh so close for Goody, opening his account for the season.
Difficult as well with the post there. You think to yourself, am I going to wrap myself around this pole? Self-preservation, no doubt coming into it, you would think. Smits. This is Brains. First season in the A-League for Josh Smith. So we've got two goalkeepers taking up visa spots at opposite ends. Philip Kurto, of course, we know of his quality. Don't think there's any question over him. But Josh Smits coming in this season. Ethan Cox, the young Aussie, has played in the A-League on the bench. So has played in the Dutch second division. He's played in Norway, Bodo Glimt, and he will know the name of that club. Heavyweights in that competition, of course, played Tottenham in the semi-finals of the Europa League last year.
Yeah, it's not very often you see two foreign keepers on the pitch at the same time. If we can classify Kurto as a foreigner, he's been here for a while now, but it's one of our best positions in Australia. I think we're pretty set for most of our goalkeepers.
Sawyer. Just outwitted by Kikianis, who drives that pass forward. Now Goodwin looking for the swift release. For a moment it looked as though it would hold up for Jovanovic, but Kurto out sweeping.
It just takes a small second to switch off from Craig Goodwin. If somebody's not close to him, he's capable of just turning and threading a great pass. And it was a good run from Jovanovic. Deserved a little bit more.
It's peeling wide. Goodwin. Duzel, De Cooley, and it's Kurto! Oh, Philip Kurto! He just keeps improving the highlight reel. What a goalkeeper he is. Adelaide probably should be in front in this one, if not for Kurto. Goodwin. Yal. Yal taking on Randazzo, beating him. Kurto, surely. Adelaide are doing just about everything but score. They are cutting Macarthur to ribbons at the moment. Piraeus. It's Walter Scott, and then the heavy touch deflection. Almost favoured Piraeus. And this is going to be a free kick to the Reds, but Eric Partaloo, the Bulls are creaking at the moment defensively.
Well, thankfully they've got a world-class goalkeeper in there tonight. They take the quick free kick, Adelaide. They can smell that there's more in this move. That's exactly what you need and what you want to have behind you as a back four, as a goalkeeper that's just so assured.
Goodwin able to stop that from crossing the byline.
Well, here it is. Was that just DeCooley getting in there? Jovanovic with a follow-up, possibly straight at the goalkeeper. That first one's difficult, but it's the reaction to get up quickly and be alert for that second phase. And he's definitely saved a goal there. The big pole.
Yeah, and the argument is there, and Jovanovic, I'm sure, high standards that he sets for himself. He'll say, well, I've got to put it out of reach of the goalkeeper. But Kurto, just the desperation to get back off the turf and make that double save. And now, this pass just held up on the grass, maybe with the wind as well. Rafa Duran. But the opportunities for the Bulls are few and far between. The issue for Adelaide is, though, do they keep calm and just know that the goal will come if they keep playing like this?
It was very similar against Sydney FC. The first half was quite dominant, creating chances. And I think that Macarthur have really stifled their approach in the way that they're looking to get forward. And that's where Adelaide want to be deadly. It's in the wide areas, high and wide. I keep saying it, but Macarthur's sitting deep enough that that's not really an option for them. So Craig Goodwin changing position, getting in the middle, going and looking for the ball there. He wants it to his feet so that somebody comes and marks him from that back line, and then it's on for somebody to spin in behind. So the movement is really, really good from Adelaide.
Kurto. Alagic. This man Ethan Alagic, the Reds Player of the Year last year. Famous name in Adelaide football. It's hard when you come from a famous family like his, but gee, he has really locked down his spot in this Adelaide side. Third season in the top squad as the cross driven in. That really did skim off the surface. It looked like it was fired out of a cannon.
But look how high Kurto is and Perez on the other side. They are so high, both left and right fullbacks. Generally, you have one high and one sitting, but they're able to commit so many men forward because Macarthur are just trying to hang on to this lead at the moment.
Is that alarm bells flashing for Macarthur? Because is this sustainable, the way they're playing?
It's a great question. And because of the players in the system that they have, you know, Yeoman's come in tonight. You've got Scott out on the left-hand side, Vickery now. They're still finding their feet, but it's always about Luke Bratton trying to find that pass over the top. But into the wind, Ben, I think that's maybe a little part to play in it as well.
Randazzo just handing it back, but you've got to credit the endeavour. He has slowed up the Reds. He has given away the free kick, but it's not a bad one to concede in that moment because the Bulls were scrambling again.
You just got to get numbers around the ball. When you make a mistake, it's about a reaction, and who's there? The captain, Luke Bratton, understood, put out the fire. And this is going to be very dangerous now for the goalkeeper. It's going to swing around everywhere.
So you've got the in-swinging option of Duzel, the outswinger of Goodwin. Breeze behind the Reds. Big southerly buster it is. And it's Goodwin's delivery off the head of De Silva. Wasn't in a bad position. There was just no one in white. Parias Luke Vickery getting back to do the defensive duties. So inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. To Cooley. This time it's Talbot with the header. So if you have just joined us, this has been the storyline for much of the first half. The Bulls resorting to the counter-attack. They do lead though, thanks to that man Liam Rose, his first A-League goal. And it is one of the very, very best you will see this season. Even though we've already seen probably about 5 or 6 goal of the season contenders in 12 matches.
Who do you pick? That's what's exciting about the A-League this year. It's just going to be unpredictable and people scoring goals. And from outside the box, it's a dying art in our game. Players having a crack from the edge of the box. It's great to see.
So Yull using the width on offer. Stepping back onto the right and then the left, swinging them left and right. Jovanovic stretching. It looked like an air swing, may have just got a nick off the toe, but it's another chance gone begging for Luka Jovanovic. He could well have had 3 goals in this first half. Now it's Cal Talbot. Oh, he had Pastures in front of him and then just stumbled.
I think Macarthur can do that a lot more, Ben, is to step on and go and press and not allow Adelaide to start the play so easily, particularly when they've already committed men forward to try and attack. And it's part of this game plan now to get it out wide themselves. But with the wind, sometimes those passes are not on, because 90% of the time that will happen. It'll be overhit and the wind will take it out.
Cooley. Walter's got a lot to think about in this first half. Got some assistance though from Rafa Duran. With Duran dropping back to do the defensive work, it left Sawyer isolated, and well, that was easy pickings for Adelaide. Well, XG shows you that Adelaide have created the better opportunities. But the only stat that matters is the scoreboard, and Macarthur lead on that front. It's all just gone a little quiet for Adelaide of late.
Well, it's almost 70% possession for Adelaide. It's something you expect, and I think for Macarthur, coming off the travel, playing a lot of football this month, and it's not a bad tactic to try and see it out, but you're right, Benny. Is it enough to try and get 3 points from the game? Because sitting in this way, who do they have to explode on the counter-attack? Who's going to get forward?
Well, the benefit for the Bulls is they've played 2 of their 3 away matches in the Champions League 2, so they've only got a trip to China left, that's it. So they've got through the bulk of their heavy travel schedule. And it has has come at a cost. If you missed it, 3 players missing this one with Gastro. Economides, Gershon and Caceres. Here's to Cooley. And Vreens. Look how high Adelaide are able to push. Vreens and Kikianis. Look at where they're positioned here, the 2 Adelaide centre-backs. They are being squeezed here at Macarthur. Alagich cutting it back. And flag comes up.
And you've got to give credit to Macarthur there. Sitting in, not having possession, watching the runners make their forward movements. It's exactly what they're talking about there. Is that Johnny Yull opportunity. That little cut back there was beautiful to watch. Almost executed a great ball inside the 6-yard box. And there were 2 players in there. What else can you ask for if you're Adelaide United? The chances are coming. Just need to find the back of the net.
Ivanovic. Just too much industry again there from Kurto in the battle with Vickery and the Reds. Just back on the ball. Well, it seems as though this is the way it's going to be for Macarthur. They're just going to hope that they can find a chink in the Reds' armour at some point in the remainder of this match. They grab a second, and I'll feel they're almost home and hosed, but Adelaide, certainly, you feel like they're going to create more than enough chances to get themselves at least an equaliser, maybe more. Last time these 2 sides played, it was a 5-4 thriller back in March. Macarthur winning that 5-4, Luke Bratton with a double. The away side has actually won the last 3 between these 2. After it was the home side that won the first 6. Scott. Rose. Sawyer. And the touch. Just not enough weight on it.
Just thought he had somebody coming in to the back of him. If you remember that first foul from Kikianis early on and got rewarded with a free kick, that's what you want to do as a central defender. Give the striker a problem and make him think you're always going to come in the back of him. That's exactly what occurred there. He was expecting contact to flick it round the corner and actually could have turned. Could have turned it himself and gone in one-on-one.
Well, Duran, that is an excellent win up against Piraeus. And Vickery's at the back post. Luke Vickery. First A-League match for Macarthur. These are nervy moments for the Reds after so much domination in this first half. The Bulls just having their moment in the sun. Right in the sunset of this first half. This is Walter Scott. Duran got up. That's not going to trouble Joshua Smits.
Macarthur made the most crosses in round 1, and you can see it's sort of an option for them now. Rafa Duran started off centrally, but now he's clearly playing on that left-hand side where Economides has been operating the last few games. They need a bit more of a spark, a bit more urgency in that final third.
Goodwin, quickest to the ball. To Cooley, a couple of additional minutes. Alagich, well hung up. There's the equaliser. And it's Johnny Yull in the milestone match. His 50th Isuzu UTE A-League appearance. his second goal in this competition, and it is no less than Ayrton Andrioli's team deserve in this first half.
Well, they swapped over sides, DeCooley and Yull, and on the Harvey Norman replay, it's a great little pass forward and a great little dink to the far post, and there wasn't much else to do apart from keeping his composure. Alagic again stepping forward from midfield. The technical ability of Johnny Yull there for everybody to see, and it was on an absolute platter. All he had to do was keep his head, and Adelaide United find the right time to score in the first half.
Well, Johnny Yull just come back from the Under-20 World Cup with the young Socceroos. Asian Cup Under-20 winner earlier this year, along with Kikianis and Jovanovic. Taladira also, who's on the bench for the Reds tonight. A player whose star is most certainly on the rise at just 20 years of age, the West Torrens junior. So Macarthur all of a sudden have got to come out of their shell, and we're probably not going to see that too much in this first half. Oh, hang on a second. Just getting a little testy. Yellow card comes out for Kikianis. He's just asking Sean Evans whether the VAR may have a little look. Didn't look like a whole lot in it.
And you're contesting a ball that's just gone out, so you're not 100% sure whose ball it is. But yeah, the contact made, it'll be very interesting to see.
I don't mind a bit of spice heading into the second half. And that is half-time here at Campbelltown Stadium. Liam Rose's stunning first A-League goal cancelled out on the stroke of half-time by Johnny Yull's strike in his 50th A-League men's match. An intriguing first half. Philip Kurto, no doubt the star of it all. Half-time, Macarthur FC 1, Adelaide United 1. We've got the half-time show coming up next here on Paramount Plus. It's 1-1 at Campbelltown.
Official footballers Australian Football Coaches Australia taking a stand against online bullying in Australian football. There is no place for racism, abuse or hate in our sports. Play it fair. Flares are illegal at our venues. If you possess or throw a flare, there are severe penalties that apply. Any spectator identified with a prohibited item may be refused entry, evicted from the stadium, potentially banned from attending future matches, and handed over to the police for further questioning. Financial fine will also be issued. We are committed to providing a safe and enjoyable environment for all fans and ask you to respect your fellow spectators by refraining from illegal and dangerous activities. It is an offence for any spectator to enter the field of play without authorisation. Any spectator that enters the field of play without authorisation will be evicted from the stadium, potentially banned from attending future matches, and handed over to the police for further questioning. Financial fine may also be issued. APL is committed to providing a safe and enjoyable environment for everyone. We ask you to respect the players and the match officials by remaining within the seating bowl. Alright people, let's welcome our half-time mini balls. Today we've got the players from Gregory Hills Football Club, Escol Park Soccer Club, Wilton Warriors Football Club, Glenfield Lions Soccer Club, Picton Rangers Soccer Club, and Ingleburn Eagles Soccer Club. Let's make them feel welcome. The balls Rush Showdown is a high-energy, fast-paced competition that brings the excitement of grassroots football. Representing their local clubs, teams will race against the clock through 3 skill-based challenges to claim the title of Bulls Rush Champions. Tonight, the teams are Gregory Hills Football Club, Escol Park Soccer Club, Wilton Warriors Football Club, Linfield Lions Soccer Club, Pickford Rangers Soccer Club, and Ingleburn Eagles Soccer Club. They'll participate in a dribble relay, hitting, juggles, and soccer or shooting challenges. Good luck! Get ready to cheer, just like Liberty supports the A-Leagues. They're on your team too. Whether you're planning a holiday or buying a new home, they can provide the assist you need to kick your free-thinking goals. Liberty, loads for free thinkers. Say hello to the Ninja Slushy, the easy, convenient way to make frozen drinks at home. No ice creams, no water drinks.
Yes, welcome to the Hungry Jacks halftime show. We'll get you back to the A-League shortly, but first let's talk about the Matildas with Grace Gill and Andy Harper. So the Aussies taking on England, the team that knocked us out of the World Cup. Is there going to be some payback on the cards? Do you think those players who are in that game are thinking, I want to get a bit of revenge, because that one hurt?
Well, we've already seen what the Matildas can do on Saturday night against Wales. Farewelled a legend in Jess Fishlock, really important moments for the game. But England is a different prospect, and they're a different team, back-to-back European champions in terms of their squad depth. And yes, a little bit to answer your question, Scotty, around is there going to be a bit of payback, a little bit of redemption? But these are players that a lot of the Matildas play against week in, week out. So it's not like they haven't seen them since being knocked out from the World Cup.
More feeling though when you're playing
but a lot of them are mates.
country.
A lot of them are friends. They either on the same team as these girls or play against them week in, week out. So they're really, really familiar faces, but they are such a different team under Serena Wiegman to what Wales are. It's going to be a huge challenge.
Okay, some of the players to look out for, because Russo springs to mind. She's going to be hard to contain.
Well, they've got a cast which is very attractive from a football viewpoint. Alicia Russo has been emerging, sort of burst onto the scene in one sense as a Manchester United player, but then it's been a more measured. I think she's terrific. I think she's probably the preeminent in the top couple of actual number 9s going in women's football at the moment. Just the way she plays, if you can call it a traditional style number 9, she sort of fits that Alexander Pop type mould for England, and if she has half the career that Pop's had, then England's going to benefit. But this is a really interesting game for a pile of reasons. You know, England have got 2 pretty heavy clashes in these couple of days. Just dealt with Brazil, and Australia's in a similar register. Australia's got a little bit more leeway. Wales certainly needing to rediscover themselves after a horrible Women's Euros just a couple of months ago, which England, as Grace reported, had won. And then into Australia. So, and also England, their continental championship is just done and won by them. We've got this tournament in front of us in March, which we're hosting. So, I mean, these sorts of things change the framing just a little bit. The England players scrambling in any game to maintain their place in the pecking order in a very competitive and high-performing national team. Australian players running hard for a chance to represent on home soil, and this just changes the framing ever so slightly. And for us, which is the meteor clash of the 2, England is going to be a really tough one. How the players recover, we'll have to wait and see, because you know, the day 1, day 2 after an international, all sorts of things can happen. So fingers crossed it's a big one for the girls. Their last episode outside of the tournament was a win away to England. Sam Kerr scored miraculously that day. Let's hope the miracles continue for Sam in her return to full-time football.
That's what we want to see. All right, don't miss the weekly kickoff. We'll bring you all the action, everything you need to know about the game. That is every Wednesday. And the Melbourne Derby is coming up. Pencil it in, 8th of November, round 4. How good are derbies?
They're the best, and these are the games that not just us as fans, as pundits look at, but the players, they look at those, they pencil them in their diaries because they know the spectacle of the occasion. We have seen some iconic Melbourne derbies over the years, and this should be no different.
Do you like a Melbourne derby? What's your favourite one, mate?
Favourite derby?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. How long do we have?
Yeah,
Not
we haven't got time, thankfully. Looking forward to the Melbourne derby.
We are very much
now
forward.
That you are.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. All right, thanks for your time here. Let's get back to Campbelltown Stadium and bring you all the action from the first half.
Thank you, Scotty. Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman highlights, Eric Partaloo. And it was a first half which was probably dominated by Adelaide for the most part, but then Liam Rose, first day at league goal. Does it get any better than that?
It does not. And the way the ball moved and swerved, look at that angle there. There's absolutely no chance for Smith to get anywhere near that. Look what it meant to him as well, getting off the mark. He's played in and out of the A-League for a couple of seasons and gone overseas in between. But then it was Adelaide creating good chances, Alagic making a fantastic run, and the ball is even better. They got numbers in the box, they moved off the ball, and it was Johnny Yull, Johnny on the spot.
And that made it 1-1 in stoppage time, and Philip Kurto could do nothing about that after some spectacular saves in that first half. The question is, though, Eric, we saw these chances mount up for the Reds. Do you feel like Macarthur will try and probe a little more in the front third in this second half?
That will depend on how Adelaide start the game. That one there from Kurto, huge save. He made 3 or 4 big ones, didn't he? Yull should have scored, and Jovanovic has had a couple of gilt-edged chances, and if he wants to keep his place in this side as the number 9, he's going to have to be looking like he's going to score goals. He's had some great options from the likes of Goodwin and Yull passing the ball. This cutback here from Yull, you just got to be ready, and I think he's not on his toes. He's just got to gamble a little bit more, because in this team there are goals aplenty.
And you're probably thinking, is that just an Adelaide chances pack? Well, basically that was most of the chance in the first half. So, yeah, they were so dominant in that first half of Adelaide. Don't forget, on Saturday, though, it is a big match. The derby between Macarthur and Western Sydney Wanderers. Grab your tickets at Ticketek. Pack out Campbelltown Stadium. More information, aleagues.com.au. We have the second half coming up next. Will the Bulls be heading into that match with Western Sydney with a win, or will they have the tail between their legs? We're going to find out very, very soon. But don't forget, in 2 days, the Matildas, they are back in action.
Set your alarms for some breakfast football on Wednesday, October 29. Live from Pride Park, our Tillies test themselves against the European champions, England.
Today, join over 40 million users worldwide. The eToro, proud sponsor of the A-League.
Liberty Homelands, hit different. They're for the freeholders. The go-getters. The creators. So you the free deal. Your new budget home. Liberty Homelands, the freeholders.
Say hello to the Ninja Slushie, the easy, convenient way to make frozen drinks at home. No ice means no watered-down drinks. No blending means smooth, perfect texture. Just pour, slush, and enjoy. 5 one-touch programs for any drink you want. Transform almost anything. Enjoy perfect results every time. You can make it with the Ninja Slushie. With the Isuzu MUX SUV, everyday life Doesn't have to be every day. Adelaide. Long how you live in the Isuzu UTE.
Okay, your Macarthur Bulls are making their way back onto the field. Adelaide's already on. The second half is about to commence in a couple of moments. Let's cheer your Macarthur Bulls home. 1-1 the score. Substitution for your Macarthur FC coming off the field is number 17, Oliver Randazzo.
Welcome back to Campbelltown Stadium, the final match of round 2, and it is 1-1 between the Bulls and the Reds. Let's head down to the sideline with Daniel Garth.
Thank you, Ben. Well, the Bulls have made a change. They were hanging on towards the end of that first half, as you could see. I mean, no one here was surprised that Adelaide equalised. So Dongwon Ji, the 55-time South Korean international, is on for Oliver Randazzo at the break. We'll see how the Bulls deal, of course, with that gastro that hit the squad throughout the week off the back of that trip to Vietnam. I'm told that it actually hurt them before the game in Asia. They think someone might have taken in some water at the hotel, be it brushing their teeth or when they were having a shower. That's the number one mistake that you cannot afford to make. We'll see how it hits the Bulls throughout the second half.
Thank you, Garby. Eric Partlou is shaking his head. No, no, no. Bottled water only, he says. So here we go. Second half about to get underway. So Dongwon Ji, Premier League striker. Over 100 appearances in the Bundesliga. And more than 50 appearances for South Korea. 55 to be precise, and 11 goals. Can he get one for the Bulls? Just waiting for Sean Evans to get us underway in this second half. So Adelaide getting it back to 1-1 right on the stroke of half-time. They're looking for back-to-back wins for the second time in 3 seasons to begin the campaign. The Bulls looking to avoid back-to-back defeats in the A-League at the start of the season for the first time in their history, Eric Partlou.
Well, they're going to need to put in a big shift here in the second half. And in this tricky wind that we have tonight in Sydney, it almost looks like it's changed direction there as we see the substitution. It's going to be interesting to see now if they go a little bit more direct, having 2 big boys up top for Macarthur.
Oh, you can see in the background the flag top right of screen basically looked as though it was dead still. If our director, Eric, wanted to stitch you up, he could have got a close-up of that. That's happened to me before. Said it's blowing a gale, and here's the cross in. Macarthur, what a start that would have been to the second half. But yeah, it does seem to have dropped off, the breeze. It was a southerly buster that came through this afternoon. Do you reckon that'll help or hinder Macarthur if that southerly has dropped off a little bit? Because you ask footballers, you say, would you prefer to run in to the wind or with the wind? Well, there's benefits on both fronts, isn't there?
With big men, you want it to be able to hold up for them. There we go. Perfect. It's a light breeze now. But, you know, it's got to be looking for Macarthur to get in around Sawyer, get in around Ji Dongwon. There he is there, the number 33. So they have target men now. They're going to be expected to play the ball in the air a little bit more from those crosses. They have the option to.
Alagic. Goodwin. Just thought for a moment he was going to turn and shoot. Opted for Kurto, who floats it too close to Kurto. So a couple of changes now for the Bulls. You can see so Vickery has come on, and that was for Dean Bosniak, who injured his hamstring in the first half. And Dongwon Ji on for Randazzo. And down in a screaming heap goes Craig Goodwin. And out comes a yellow ticket.
The goal scorer, Liam Rose, going in and letting Craig Goodwin know that's very, very late. And this is always going to be the difficulty for Craig Goodwin. He's going to attract a lot of attention this season, as he always has. It's about now, how does he avoid those sorts of challenges? And it's good to see the referee bring out the yellow ticket, because hopefully it will make others think again.
So Goodwin back to his feet now. And Bart Vreens thinking with Parias. So no changes for Anton Andrioli. Little bit of a concern there, Kikianis on a card. So he has going to have to watch his step in this second half, the Adelaide centre back. Kikianis searching for the run of Goodwin. Oh, the header from De Silva favoured Alagic. Now De Cooley. De Cooley curling, and Kurto. It was an awkward one. It was spinning away, and Kurto had to smother it over the byline.
Well, that's the plus side of having inverted wingers getting on their favoured foot. It's a beautiful curling shot. You cannot do anything more. Yaya De Cooley. There's a Superman in goals tonight for Macarthur. Another good save.
They are living dangerously, though, the Bulls. Change up from the corner. Deflected cross, and another deflection off the volley from De Cooley. That could have gone anywhere. Well, it just feels at the moment for the Bulls there are leaks springing up everywhere. Can they close them up? Because the Reds, you just feel like once again in this second half, it's only a matter of time before they find another goal.
Even from that corner, that short corner, I don't think you can allow somebody the time and space on the edge of the box to deliver across with no pressure. They've got to go into these situations and compete and combat the way that they're playing Adelaide. They've got to try and stop the flow of their game.
Well, you saw bottom of screen there, Rafa Duran head to the heavens, frustrated, the Mexican forward. And outside of that incredible strike from Liam Rose, it's been that kind of night. Talbot's almost spectacular strike. And then Rose's goal, and that's been just about it for the Bulls. Slipped around the corner. Parias in a foot race with Walter Scott. Parias wins out. Danger, danger for the Bulls. And Kurto has to tip it over the bar. It was Johnny Yull again.
That's super stuff from Adelaide. Little triangles, little movements. One goes short, one goes long. And it's Parias who's got three lungs at the moment, going up and down that flank. And just tried to dink it in there. Johnny Yull at the near post. Look how far across he's come to try and get something. Just shouldered it into the goalkeeper. Kurto had to tip it over.
He's so sturdy, isn't he? Dylan Parias, his ability just to work his way past Walter Scott, retain his balance. And now a corner on the way for Adelaide. And it's Goodwin dropping it towards the back post, well, attempting to. And that is a rare blemish from the Adelaide captain.
But again, I'm not sure how you can leave that unmarked, but he's so good at getting to the byline, and he makes a great decision. A little dink into the forward run of somebody getting themselves in the box. It's a big, big theme for Adelaide. Getting numbers in the box from midfield, from the other side. It's exciting to watch.
And Tony Popovic is enjoying what he's seeing so far tonight. To Cooley. Walter Scott having nightmares here. This time it's to Cooley off the back of Rose. And it spins up into the gloves of Kurto. Luke Vickery felled here by Ryan Kitto. He goes down clutching a knee. Hope there's nothing more sinister here. It's a left knee that Luke Vickery is grabbing.
Well, this does not look good.
Yeah, well, just gets caught up here.
Oh, his leg is straight as he lands there, and there's a bit of force from Kitto trying to get out the way. There's no malice in the tackle. Both players trying to compete for the ball, but just there. It's the way that he's hyperextended, possibly. Just there.
Oh, yeah. And he's writhing in pain. Luke Vickery, 20-year-old who made the move from Western United to Macarthur after they were put into hibernation. He's just having the test done on the knee.
And that's the major one there that we want to see the all clear with.
Well, let's head back downstairs to Garby.
Well, that's a good sign. Luke Vickery back on his feet, and we feared the worst for a moment there, didn't we? That it might be something serious that he had suffered in terms of the knee injuries. The youngster back on his feet is pleasing for all here at Campbelltown Stadium. And to be honest, I think Macarthur needed that breather. I mean, the start of the second half was much the same as the first. Adelaide all over Macarthur. At one stage, Miles Stadrovski turned to his team. He said, we've got to start playing. We can't keep sitting back. We've got to get our foot on the ball. So perhaps that breather will just help them just get back into this game a touch more mentally.
Thanks, Garby. Yeah, big concerns for the Bulls. They have to find something. They have to try and mount a case for this go-ahead goal. They can't just be relying on spectacular strikes. Bratton straight into the wall. The one-man wall, Johnny Yell. And he's probably one of the shortest players out there for Adelaide. And Luke Bratton's nailed him.
You expect more from there. And they are the sort of areas that you want to see Macarthur get it into their big man.
Here's a decent cross. Oh! Tongwanji with the attempted spectacular. That would have been a way to mark your first home match for the Bulls and first goal.
There he is there, the South Korean. Just forgot the ball, really, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm a little confused how he missed it by that much. In the end, it was a big air swing. It was almost like there was a gust of wind at that precise moment.
Come on, Benny.
Former Premier League man, played for Sunderland in the English Premier League over a decade ago. Also spent some time in the Bundesliga as well with Augsburg. And this is a rather simple free kick in the end, which has been given away by Walter Scott, who says he got the ball, but he also got an armful of the jumper.
You've got to appreciate the intensity, though, because look how far back he's pushed to Cooley. He's given him a problem. He's got in his face, and he's made him go back at least 10 or 15 metres. It's in those sorts of areas, though, you want to keep him facing away to Cooley. So dangerous when he's facing forward.
Kurto. And De Silva just did enough. It was an awkward moment there for the French defender.
Well, Andrioli's got them playing really nicely with their rotations. It's almost like a symphony orchestra at times. Just so well put together. Good timing, good volume. Just needs that final product.
Which instrument is Craig Goodwin playing?
It's the violin for sure.
Goodwin's delivery just bounced a little high for Alagic. And Duzel's shot bounced off a couple of Bulls players. Duzel. Well, Adelaide looking to make it a bittersweet symphony for the Bulls.
Very nice. You could just see how many players they've got in the box, though, Ben. Even Vreens was up in there waiting for the cross. So Macarthur doing a good job trying to stop the cross from coming in.
Well, Yale just out-muscled in the end there by the big, tall Harry Sawyer. Dongwanji. And the heavy touch from Rafa Duran, but he's going to get away with it because Duzel came in rather rash on the Mexican forward.
Another statement tackle from the midfielders of Adelaide United. They lose the ball in there. Sawyer doing a great job coming back and helping the midfield. It's a heavy touch. And just the way he slid in there, Duzel caught him right on the ankle. Rafa Duran, but it was one that he had to make to try and slow that counter-attack down.
Josh Schmidt's just wanting just Cooley to take a couple of steps to his right. He nailed the wall position in the last free kick. This time Bratton better shape up towards Sawyer. Goodwin away. Yerman. Back into the mixer, Sawyer. Well, those are the kind of moments that he eats up usually. Couldn't do so on that occasion. And Bratton turning the counter into a counter of their own here, Macarthur. Can they move it quickly? Bratton. Vickery. Well, the bells were ringing. Macarthur just quietening them down with lack of forward thrust. we'll head back downstairs to Garvey. Garvey, you've got a thought on Kikianis.
I've really enjoyed the game of this youngster. He is so impressive watching on from pitch side. Pani Kikianis in the heart of the Adelaide defence. He's clean in the tackle. He's calm on the ball. He's good in the air for a player who's not overly tall as a centre-back, just 20 years of age. Tony Popovic is here tonight now, not saying for a moment as we watch this attack.
Dongwon-ji, Walter Scott's header, and it will be a corner.
I'm not saying Tony Popovic is going to call him into a Socceroo squad anytime soon, Pani Kikianis, but the composure that he's got, the fact that he's been involved in the under-20s for Australia as part of that team that lifted the Asian Cup, a key part of that team. I mean, he's on the radar of so many in Australian football, and you can see tonight why that is the case. He's been really impressive for Adelaide, and he drives them on. He's a leader at just 20 years of age as well.
Thanks, Garby. Yeah, he might be noting something down in the book there. Tony Popovic, we know he loves his notebook. I'm sure he's writing a few notes on that young man. Rising star. At just 20 years of age. This corner, dangerous! They have got the go-ahead goal. And in his first match in the A-League at Campbelltown Stadium, it is Dongwon-ji, the Korean international, who opens his account for the Bulls.
He's off the mark, the big South Korean. And didn't he love that one? A real striker's poacher's finish. A great ball in again from Luke Bratton on the Harvey Norman replay. And it was right in that area, and it hung up, waiting to be head in there. It was a great first save from Smits, but the rebound came right out to him. The reaction there, just couldn't keep it away from the big man. He was determined to get his first A-League goal, and he's got it right inside the 6-yard box. And who would have thought Macarthur taking the lead?
Well, he's played across the world. He played in the English Premier League over a decade ago for Sunderland. He played in the Bundesliga for Augsburg and Mainz. And then most recently, he's been in Korea with Suwon. Now he's in the A-League, and now he's scoring in just his second Isuzu UTE A-League match. He scored 11 international goals. The 2012 Olympic Games bronze medalist. He has achieved a lot in football. And now he's scored on a Monday night for the Bulls at Campbelltown Stadium. Alagic. Oh, look at that. 14 shots at goal for the Reds, but if you can't defend set pieces, it comes back to haunt you. And now Macarthur with the spring in their step. Vickery. Smits had the near post covered up.
It's almost as if that switch has been flicked now, and Macarthur believe that they've got the players to go forward. Ji Dong-won and Harry Sawyer are really taking the focus of everybody centrally. It's allowing space out wide for guys like Vickery to get forward.
Eric, is there anything in Macarthur, having played obviously a lot of matches, AFC Champions League 2, Thursday night in Vietnam, coming back Monday night here, potentially you are managing your effort throughout a match even more so in these situations, and maybe they were just starting a little bit slow, but all of a sudden 25 minutes to go, they really lift the intensity even more so.
Yeah, I think emotionally you don't get flustered when you're in that game mode of playing every couple of days.
Perez, this time Bratton keeping pace with him, and now it's Dylan Perez with a poor pass. Well, he's been dominating down that right, but Luke Bratton just saying to his teammates, look, I can keep toe with him.
It's a good recovery run. You don't really want to see your defensive midfielder get back and have to mark there, but such as a player, it's giving Andrioli a big problem tonight. Luke Bratton's been everywhere, as you'd expect.
Don't forget Wednesday morning, the Matildas versus the Lionesses. First meeting since that World Cup semi-final. Sam Kerr back in action for Australia. You do not want to miss it Wednesday morning. Get the alarm set early. Or if you're an early riser, you don't need to worry about that. Nice time for football. And Adelaide, all of a sudden, they are on tilt. A poor turnover. Dongwon-ji. Sawyer! You cannot give a striker that kind of invitation.
The two big men combine, and you should never be able to have that amount of time inside the little circle there. A good first touch out of his feet. Sawyer thought he hit the top corner. Produced a really good save from Josh Schmitz.
Well, the momentum is all with Macarthur. The Bulls with all the running late on in this second half. They score a third here. The Reds have got serious problems. Bratton hangs it up. Dongwon-ji, he is up and about. Gee, they have got some targets, haven't they? And Tommy Uscock's not even out there.
And they're pumped up. You can see the reaction of Dongwon. He wants the ball in there. Great leap to try and get in there. Craig Goodwin doing just enough. But they're going to have a problem because Luke Bratton's got great delivery. We saw it on Thursday night in Vietnam. Put an absolute belter of a ball in for Tommy Uscock to score the equaliser. And here he is again.
Well, it's land of the giant stuff for Adelaide. Looking up, Dongwon-ji, Harry Sawyer, Matt Yerman. Take your pick. De Silva's there as well. Did he get a little push on the way through? He certainly thought he did. Rose recycles it to Scott. And that is a poor ball.
Yeah, let's go.
And it just takes the air out of that momentum that Macarthur had. And a change coming here for the Reds. They really need it just to turn the momentum of this one. So Austin Ayubi and Juan Muniz, the Spanish Youth International. He's played in La Liga. Most recently, though, with Johor in Malaysia. And Austin Ayubi returns to the fray. 2 goals in his 22 previous A-League appearances. A dangerous player. As the cross low in towards Sawyer. Sean Evans not falling for Liam Rose, going to ground rather easily. So inside the final 20 minutes of regulation time at Campbelltown. Look at that from Rafa Durant. He will endear himself to the home fans with more skills like that. So too Cal Talbot, what an effort. How's the delivery? It's a decent one. Durant recycles to Scott. Back to the Mexican, hanging it up. She was almost there. Bratton. Oh, he can hit a football, can't he, Luke Bratton? And the captain almost put it out of reach for the Reds.
Every single time they get the ball, Macarthur, it's full of confidence at the moment. And that big switch just got kept in by Talbot. But every single time the ball goes into the box, it's like a grenade going off, an explosion of big bodies up against defenders. And Adelaide are under the pump.
Well, there is collateral splattered everywhere in the Reds penalty box at the moment because they just do not know what to do at the moment. Now it's Breen's on a yellow card, so this is a problem, Eric. Both centre-backs now on a yellow card for Adelaide.
And it's been this big man giving them all the trouble. And you expect him to be a bit physical, yes. he's added this to his game to be smart, to be cute, to make sure that the referee sees these types of things. And he's becoming a handful, not just for Adelaide, but this competition. How do you mark someone like Harry Sawyer?
So a bit of an awkward spot for a free kick, straight on goal. So Bratton looking to use a bit of angle here. Out to the right, delivery over the head of G. May have just brushed the hair on the way through. Alagic searching for the fresh legs of Ayubi. Muniz. And corner on the way for the Reds.
They're still not out of this, Adelaide United. There's still life left in this game. Plenty of time to get something, even from a set piece. They've got to believe that they can do something different. They look to go short on occasion. There's Craig Goodwin looking for it, but I think they're going to go more direct.
It's the Spaniard over the corner. Good shape on the delivery. Alagic at the first attempt. Duzel. It's Yerman with a powerful header, and Bratton just popped up in his lap. Decided against releasing Duran. Had he just waited a moment, you sense there was an opportunity for the Mexican, just dwelled on the ball. And now it's Adelaide through Goodwin. It's not often Bratton makes the wrong decision. Duzel, urge to shoot, always rising, but you feel like this red tide is rising. You feel like they have just seen off the Macarthur momentum.
Yeah, it's good play. Muniz with that pass across, he knows when to pick a pass, and if you're smart enough to get around those types of players, Goodwin, Muniz now on the ball, they're going to get those opportunities in front of goal.
Final 15 minutes upon us now of regulation time. Final match of match day 2. Macarthur was sitting last coming into this one because every other side in the competition has at least 1 point. And the countdown is on. The very first Melbourne derby this season, just 11 days away. And the Reds should have equalised. The flag comes up for offside, so it wouldn't have counted for Ayubi.
Yaya Dakuli just had to hold his run ever so slightly, and I'm guessing that's why he fell into that offside position. He just couldn't stay onside. He started a little bit early. Ayubi there, that would have been fine. The ball a little bit high. It wasn't along the ground and at a nice, decent height for him, but you can still see Adelaide United. That is the avenue for them to get to goal. Get it wide, get it to their danger men.
Well, his side found the stoppage time equaliser in the first half. You can look at that domination of the first half, but it was only 1-1 at the break, and in the second, Macarthur. It has been all the balls. Problem for Kikianis. He's on a yellow card, and if he is a little lame,
just seemed to collapse there. Maybe no, he's okay.
He's in a little bit of pain. Just thinking, if he is a little bit lame and he's on a yellow card, that's a couple of reasons why it could make a change, Adelaide. They've got Vinko Stanisic, the 18-year-old, He would make his A-League debut at centre-back if he came on. I don't think that Anton Andriola's going there just yet, but we'll keep an eye on Kikianis. Unith. Cooley. And Munif, the shape, Ayubi again. And this time, too reckless in the contact is the decision with Yerman.
This is top-level defending from Matt Yerman. A high ball, you've got somebody coming over the back of you, you're inside the 6-yard box. Maybe his body shape could have been a little bit better, but he watched that ball spin all in the air, and he's made a great clearance there, helped his team out big style.
Hitting that pass out in front of Talbot. Well, this would be a significant moment in the Bulls season. Just one win from their last 5 competitive matches. They've had to make 5 changes from the Thursday night clash in Vietnam, 3 of those due to gastro. So it's a team which is still trying to gel. And it hasn't been the most complete performance, but 3 points here against an Adelaide side who have looked really dangerous at times. They would be worth gold for Macarthur.
He's had an outstanding game tonight as well. Liam Rose playing in different positions in the middle there, throwing his body in late on in the game, slowing it down now. And you're right, Ben, it's very interesting to see Adelaide almost play 2 separate halves, if you like. And it was the same against Sydney FC, which allowed them to come back into the game late on. It's almost like they run out of juice.
It's been a common theme for the Reds down recent years. Durant, Scott, and Bratton just use the pace to Talbot. Sawyer's up there harassing Kikianis.
He's been a nightmare tonight. Harry Sawyer, Adelaide United defence is going to be seeing him in his sleep tonight. Kikianis sticking to him like glue, trying to make sure that he doesn't get an easy head up, but he's so physical. You've got to be involved. You've got to be touch tight every single time.
So dangerous moments for the Reds. Another set piece. The Bulls are going to be so strong in this department. And so close, Harry Sawyer. Angles away from goal. You thought for a moment it may be heading towards the bottom corner.
Well, how many times can Luke Bratton put the ball on somebody's head like that? I don't think we've seen a poor corner from him. One poor set piece in the first half, but everything else has been on the money yet again tonight.
So changes coming thick and fast. Ryan White, a 20-year-old, made his A-League men's debut last season, coming on. Panache Madana. So Ryan Kitto, the man replaced by Ryan White. So Madana, who has had his injury issues down the years. It's just his 23rd A-League men's appearance. So what can the new men on the park deliver here for Ayrton Andrioli? Munif. As Ayubi has White. Ryan White, first touch. And it dribbles into the gloves of Kurto. That would have been a start and a half.
Yeah, it's a good move forward. Lots of bodies in the box, lots of runs forward. That man again, Kurto, has been very assured tonight.
Early ball to Ayubi. Thought he was running himself into a cul-de-sac, but he's managed to wriggle his way free. Deflected strike from Duzel. And Taladera just doing enough. The final of that three-prong change. Fabian Taladera, the 19-year-old who was part of the Young Socceroos World Cup squad. And Macarthur making a change as well. This is Zane Helwet, another 19-year-old. Hit double figures in the Football New South Wales League 1 this season. Zane Helwet made his senior debut off the bench in the Cup round of 32 against SD Raiders. And he's going to replace the Mexican who made his starting debut in the A-League tonight, Rafael Duran. Madana has conceded the free kick on the new man Helwet. So both coaches have just reshuffled the decks. How's it going to play out? The final 6 and a bit of regulation plus stoppages.
Well, Macarthur didn't have a lot of joy at home last year. I think they won just the 2 fixtures at home. So this will be a welcome sign for them. They can get off the mark early here in Campbelltown.
Bratton driving it in. And this is going to be a goal kick. Well, Harry Sawyer, he did mention the F word this week, fortress. How often do you hear that? We want to make our home a fortress. Well, he said that this week. And this is the best way of putting that step towards making this a really uncomfortable location, because they beat Beijing here 3-0.
And I don't think we've seen the best from Macarthur yet, which is maybe a good thing for Sturjovski. Generally speaking, your foreigners that you get into your side, you put them out straight away, but they're maybe not ready to play. But tonight they've had to contribute. We've seen a bit more of Rafa Duran. We've seen Dongwon getting his goal. Gruzan we haven't seen a lot of either. So there's still a lot to come for Macarthur in their side.
And sometimes a gritty win like this is just what you need. But they're not there just yet. Damien De Silva maybe not quite on the same page yet as Philip Kurto. Goodwin, early delivery. Madana was stalking Matt Yerman.
I'm not sure that was the right option for the experienced defender, De Silva. Probably should have just hoofed that first time.
Adelaide keeping it rolling quickly. That time De Silva had the header away. Kikianis. And Munich. Swung in. Taladera off the head of Scott, was it? That is the decision from the referee. So corner for Adelaide. Of course, the Bulls have got the advantage in the air, but can the Reds find something here? Goodwin making himself an option. Just the corner of the 18-yard box. He's gliding back towards the middle as the corner comes in. And the glancing header from Vreens was very nearly followed up by Ryan White.
That could have gone anywhere from Big Bart Vreens. Just got a little glance on it, and he had big Harrison Sawyer on him as well, coming across. And just needed a little bit more on that touch.
So Liam Rose and Walter Scott coming to the sideline. Matildas and Uzkok, who played on Thursday night in Vietnam in that 1-1 draw. Uzkok scoring the equaliser. He is coming on. Some extra artillery for Mile Stojovski. Matildas will shore up that left side, getting some final instruction from Glenn Moss. Well, what a night for Liam Rose. Have a look at this, his first A-League goal.
Just super stuff. Something you'll be dreaming about and thinking about the rest of his life.
And that's the best bit, isn't it? The memories that he can share of that goal with his family, with his friends, for the rest of his days. What a moment for Liam Rose. And the look on his face. It was just a moment of magic on a Monday night here at Macarthur as Hellware. Can they seal it? Sawyer's dragged it. He's dragged it horribly wide in the end.
The beautiful thing for Macarthur is it's been a really squad effort tonight. Everybody's had their part to play. When the chips were down, when the players were down, everybody's had a little piece in this game tonight.
All problems for the Bulls, and Kurto, not for the first time tonight, comes to the rescue. No surprises. He leads the Paramount Plus Player Index. And sometimes the Paramount Plus Player Index doesn't meet the eye test, but I think tonight, Eric, it does.
He's certainly up there, and rightly so. I think he's been outstanding. And when your team's travelling, playing games, maybe everybody's exhausted, you need your goalkeeper to stand up, because things do happen defensively that maybe you don't expect sometimes. You're loose, and he's just been everywhere, getting it right.
He with the flick on. Hellware and Vickery. And a little arm wrestle with Taladera. Couldn't combat that. And then nod the ball in at the back post. So Adelaide still alive with a minute of regulation time remaining. So all the home sides have won in round 2 of the A-League men's. Is it about to be 6 from 6 if Macarthur can win here tonight? Taladera. Ratton hooks it up high into the breeze. And Duzel just couldn't bring it to heel. Goodwin swivels. Ayubi. Oh, it was a brilliant first touch. And then Philip Kurto. There was a mosh pit in there, but he ends up with the ball.
Matty Yerman yet again going and helping out his partner in crime, De Silva. But Goodwin is still looking for those balls over the top. Have they got something in them? They've got 4 minutes here, Adelaide.
Well, the Reds, they love a bit of late drama. They pull something out tonight. Taladera. That's a tired young man. That's all you can say about that. He's done a lot of work tonight. Yaya Dukuli. Unless you can run out 91 minutes at high intensity, it's hard to be critical of him. No doubt he'll be disappointed with it, though.
Well, it says a lot about the team spirit at Macarthur. Going and losing at Suncorp. Very difficult game. They were probably out-muscled, out-worked a little bit from the 10 men of Brisbane Roar. And going away, playing in Asia, not even midweek, Thursday, by the way. Having a squad not fully fit, coming into this game. If they can get away with 3 points here, with the squad that they've had to put out for this game.
Bratton. Oh, a little fumble from Smits, but won't cause any headaches. Yeah, you're 100% right, Eric. This is a huge result. Morale for Macarthur will be very, very high. Can they get the 3 points here after everything they've been through in the last week? were the dark horses for the A-League this year. We're waiting for them to show what they're made of. Well, tonight they certainly have done that, but they still have to see out these final 2 minutes to cool it. Blocked off by Talbot. A roar from Cal Talbot. Or doesn't Saturday night shape up just beautifully? The Bulls and Western Sydney. Western Sydney. A scruffy start to the season for Stadic's men. Big Saturday night on the way. Grab your tickets at Ticketek. If you can't get there, Paramount Plus and 10 Drama is the place to be on Saturday night. Kikianis. Goodwin. Taladira. And the flag comes up for offside.
How many times have Adelaide United had the ball inside Macarthur 6-yard box? Yes, it's offside, but just check it out. It's an area worth exploring for Adelaide in the coming weeks, is that they've got to make runs in there. They've got to get players coming in at the right angle, at the right speed. There's tap-ins galore available.
Well, a very difficult assignment for Adelaide coming up. They face Auckland away from home. Remember, Auckland haven't beaten Adelaide. The only side they didn't beat last season in their inaugural campaign. 4-4 draw in New Zealand last year. The Bulls bounce back. Resilience. And a morale-boosting win this. 3 players down with gastro after their Asian endeavours on Thursday night. But it was backs to the wall for the most part of the first half. Philip Kurto with massive saves. Liam Rose with the goal of his life. And Dongwon Ji with the match winner in the second half. Disappointment for Ayrton Andrioli's side. They will feel this is the one that got away. Full time at Campbelltown Stadium. The final match of round 2. Macarthur FC 2, Adelaide United 1. The Bulls are on the board in the 21st season of the Isuzu UTE League. So that means 6 wins from 6 this round for the home sides in the A-League. And let's have a look now at the 3-2-1. Alex Tobin medal points. Harry Sawyer gets all 3. Philip Kurto a couple. Liam Rose a solo point as well. What a performance in the midfield for him.